What's up, guys? Resto Rods back for another video today. I'm really excited about this video. I've gonna have two videos with this gun in it, but I've got a three-way comparison coming out with this gun against two other guns. And we're not talking about mid-level guns, we're talking about leading in the industry guns. So we're going to compare those three guns, but I wanted to talk about this gun in its own video because I think it deserves that, based on obviously the fact that it's a snap-on and the reputation that they carry and what's happened with the past two 1/2-inch impact guns in comparison to this gun. So this is the CT9075. Okay, it is a 1/2-inch impact gun. It has 3 levels of torque. Okay, obviously that's fastening torque, and you can see there with that button. Okay, you can change it. Okay, so that is a feature that most of the new impact guns have. Most of the new impact guns, as well as really all of the leading industry lines of batteries, have a charge indicator. This one's down to 3 since I used it in the comparison. And most of the industry has a charger that works with both their 18 and 14, or 20 and 12, or 18 and, you know, you get what I'm saying, which this charger does. This battery, I put it on the charger. It was completely dead right out of the box. Put it on the charger, and it took right at about 55 minutes to charge, from 1 to full. So, you know, that's actually a fairly good time. This is a 5.0 amp hour battery, 90. You can see the stats there, 5.0 and 90. The previous generation of battery was a 4 and a 75, which the old generation of battery will work. I won't say older generation. The previous battery will work with this gun. Obviously, we know the old NiCad stuff will not work with this gun. But so far, I've been really impressed with the gun. So getting into a little bit of why, you know, you should spend $939.95 or whatever it is retail. Now, obviously, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a good relationship with your Snap-on rep, I would assume he's going to get that number well down into the 800s. I would imagine that my dealer would, if I so decided to purchase this gun. The fit and finish of this gun is exceptional in comparison to the other manufacturers in the industry, and we'll talk about that more in the comparison video. But I just wanted to show you, I just gave you one example in the other video, and I want to get into a little bit more in depth on the fit and finish of this gun. Obviously the molding, okay, is very well fitted. If you can see that, the molding is exceptionally fitted in all of the joints. Okay, I mean, the molding and the rigidity of the molding is a very substantial key structural feature of any impact gun, suggesting that it's putting out well over 1,000 foot-pounds for any of the big manufacturers. And I noticed with some of the other manufacturers that isn't really the case. Snap-on does have a lot less of the you know, crazy looking stuff going on like some of the other manufacturers, so it's more of a plain appearing gun, which a lot of guys really like that. Just going further into depth about the molding, these guns have a huge rear bearing. It is a centric bearing. You can go and watch the video of the Snap-on comparison that Snap-on put out, and you can see the rear centrifugal bearing, or centric bearing, I'm sorry, and the big bearing in the front of the snout. Actually, you can see it there. That is a huge support bearing in the front of the snout. The cone or the snout really fits the gun real well. Some of the things that I noticed with the other guns when I had this one, there was obviously the molding, the snout fit, and the button, okay? This button is super tight in the hole, nice and firm, okay? Real positive engagement of the button, as well as the switch, okay? Now, the switches, I haven't had this gun apart, but I could go back and look in the breakdown Snap-on did. But a lot of these switches in this one too are going to probably be a default switch. But the next thing besides the button and the switch is the battery. Okay, I want you to watch this. Okay, I can't take this battery and wiggle it around in this gun like it ain't happening. Okay. Go pick up your Milwaukee or your DeWalt or your any of the other guns, okay? Grab that battery and wiggle it. You will be sick at how awful it fits in those guns. And I had a brand new Milwaukee and a fairly new DeWalt, okay? Same deal with the Mac. It's the same gun, basically, other than some mechanical stuff. It's terrible, okay? It's like, holy shit, is this thing gonna fall out on the floor, you know? Excuse me for my language, but seriously, that's how I kind of felt. You know, it was really an eye-opener to me to have those three guns out there and see the fit and finish of this gun. It really makes me want to own this gun, and especially after I got to use the gun and compare it to the other ones. In my other video, I do say that there is one other gun on the market that's a 1/2-inch gun that is rated higher than this one, and that is very true. You can't argue with the paperwork. But what I do want to point out, okay, if we get into the stats of this, each and every gun has its strengths and its weaknesses, okay? And especially with the top two competitors, strengths and weaknesses, okay? This is the CT9075, so it's got 900 foot-pounds of tightening torque, and it's got 1,200 foot-pounds of breakaway torque. In my opinion, that is underrated. I think that this gun is probably closer to the 13 to 1350 range. I would love to see somebody with a torque multiplier get on a 3/4 inch torque wrench or 1-inch torque wrench and see how true that is. But I'm gonna say this, even if this gun only came up at 1,200 foot-pounds, in a torque test, okay, real world conditions are going to be a little bit different. Let me tell you why, okay? You pick up this gun and you start hammering with this gun. Let me get a socket out here and I'll give you an example. Okay, now this isn't a impact socket, okay, of course, but I just want to hold it to show you. okay, I can grab a hold of both of the other competitors' guns, and that gun will start impacting if I'm holding that socket, okay? You don't believe me, let me pull one out. I mean, at low speed I can make it, but a full blow on the trigger, it ain't happening. So, the point I'm making here is even if that gun only rates at 1200, it's less than the Milwaukee, okay? When I was using those guns, I noticed that the rate of the impact, okay, and the feeling in the gun, this gun was substantially smoother with the impact, okay? The Milwaukee and the DeWalt will beat you to freaking death, okay, just when you're really trying to get something loose. And they're real erratic. This gun was real smooth, real predictive. And I think that would make a huge difference in a scenario where you've got something seized or really rusted. I think that even application of torque over time would end up outdoing an extra 100 or 50 foot-pounds, okay? That's my opinion. You can develop your own opinion, but that's my opinion. Impacts per minute is really close between all the guns. One thing that was different was the speed, setting speeds, okay? The setting speed on 1 and 2 of this gun is the same, whereas the other two guns that I compared, the speed 2 is obviously higher than speed 1. Impacts per minute, I think this gun has got a higher impact per minute than the Milwaukee. You'll have to go watch my other video. But the speed, it's a little bit down on speed on level 3. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about, if you look at this, you see this battery? Look at this battery, okay, and then look at that battery, okay? This is a side squeeze battery with indicators on the front. This one's still got indicators on the front. But if you look at the way this battery fits this gun, see how it doesn't fit this gun perfectly? You see that? I'm here to tell you guys, Snap-on's got a new battery coming out. And they've also got a 3/4 inch impact gun coming out. Yeah. So that CT911, okay, 1,300 foot-pounds, CT911, 1,000 foot-pounds of fastening torque, pound-feet of fastening torque is how they put it. They've kind of got some typos in here. This CT911L, CT9075L, I'm assuming that is a long anvil gun. But I guess time will tell. If you guys want to wait on the long anvil gun, or you want to wait on the 1,300 foot-pound 3/4 inch gun, there's you some information. Anyhow, guys, I think I've pretty well gone over it all. I want you to know this gun is a huge improvement over the last gun, okay? It is really enjoy to use. It's not real awkward in the hand like some of the other guns, especially the previous generation of impact gun. What was it, the 88, crap, I don't even remember. I think it was 8850 or so. I was just talking about it yesterday. 8075. You guys know what the last part number was. It just left me. It was real awkward in the hand, as well as the previous generation of NICAD stuff. This gun isn't real awkward in the hand. They've really balanced the gun. If you have 18-bolt snap-on stuff, guys, I think it's a no-brainer to get this gun, because the fit and finish of this gun is going to far outlast any of the other competitors. There's just no replacement for quality and fit and finish and build quality. Go watch the snap-on comparison and breakdown of these guns. There's no arguing fit and finish and build quality. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching my video. A shout out to Ricky, my tool rep. Thanks, dude. You're freaking awesome for letting me take a look at this thing. And I just kind of wanted to give this gun its own video to kind of talk more in depth about this gun in particular. One last thing, there is a way to tell cycles on the battery. For those of you who have older batteries and are looking to upgrade to new batteries and so on and so forth, so you can look that up. There is information available on it. The charger also does have a USB port, just some small things sort of like that. You know, guys, it's one of those deals, to each is their own, but I promise you, this isn't a flop. This is a really, really, really good gun. It's a great gun. It's gonna be one of those guns that's still around 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now. Maybe improved upon as the industry goes crazier and crazier with these things, but at some point they gotta stop. So anyway, guys, Resto Rod's out. Deuces. Have a good day. I appreciate you guys for all the support. Please subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you guys want to see. Thanks.